Hi everybody, welcome. Today we are going to do a Santa Christmas tray. What I'm doing is I'm going to heat up my wax so it's a little bit easier to put on the surface. When you first get our wax, it's a little bit harder to put on. I'm just going to kind of warm it up a little bit to make it a little bit easier, more pliable. Okay, so we're going to do Dear Santa. This is actually called Cookies for Santa. And we're going to do that on our rectangular tray. The tray does have like a wood green texture to it. Super cool. Comes with handles, all of the stuff that you need. And I love this transfer. So we're going to do some really cool things today. So we're going to do hot mess method on the wreaths. So we have all the different colored greens. We're going to mix all that in. We're going to do red. We're going to do black. We're going to do glaciers. So I'm going to move you guys down so you guys can see better what I'm doing. So let's open up our tray first. All right, I got to grab out my crafting scissors. Now, I was told that the little holes sometimes don't line up exactly perfect. So, if that is the case, you can hammer them in. We're probably not going to put it together live on video because I have to grab all my tools and they are not here on my desk. But I'm going to show you guys, they do come with all of the stuff to put it together, okay? So, we are going to wax the surface, and it is super awesome. So it is double-sided. So if you want to make this more like a raised piece, you can actually put the tray handles on the, make this be the bottom so it's kind of raised up off of the surface. But we are going to do it just like this. So I am not super concerned about it. I'm looking at this just to make sure. Okay, so we want the screws to go down. So this will be the top. Okay, so we are going to wax this using the wax that we just moved around in here. So I'm actually going to grab some of that wax out. See, now it's easier to maneuver around. Yep, that's right, guys. I had to open up a new wax container. So we are just going to get it all on here. Super awesome. Let that absorb. Let that sit in there and just kind of get into the porous parts of the tray. I'm going to set that off to the side. As you can see, on the back is all your care instructions. It tells you how to use and care. You want to keep your packaging and you want to keep your backer sheet because this is reusable 8 to 12 times. Now, you can use this on other surfaces. You can make signs. You could do your own trays, however you want to do it. I just suggest that you wax it before you do that. And as always, I am keeping all this. I'm just sitting it over here. And then I'm also going to put on here Dear Santa cookie tray, and I'm going to do top and a dash mark. We are going to fuzz this. Now, just because this is a bigger transfer does not mean you have to be intimidated, okay? Guys, it is easy to fuzz. It is just as easy to work with. So don't feel intimidated. Don't feel like, oh no, I am not going to be able to do this. It's too big. You can also ask somebody to help you if you feel like you need a little bit of help. There is a fuzzy piece of wood or something that was weird on my fuzzy cloth, and apparently it decided it was going to adhere to the back. Now, if you feel like this part is going to mess you up, you could always do this too. You could lay it down sticky side up, and you could lay the fuzzing cloth down on it and pull it up like this. If it's easier for you, I know a lot of people say it is, so we're just going to go with that, okay? Now, as always, I like to fuzz mine in kind of pieces, just makes it a little bit easier. You can also go like this and fuzz half, and then fuzz the other half, if that's easier for you as well. So just, there's a couple different techniques that you can do. You obviously don't want any of these little fuzzies on here. All right, so I'm going to leave this on there for just a second. We're going to buff this out. All right, so now I'm going to sit this underneath, and we're going to pull this fuzzing cloth off, putting it right here, and we are going to put this down on the tray. Now this tray is super cute. I love the tray, and right where our transfer goes fits on this tray perfectly fine, even with the handles going in. So this is going to be a pull and chalk kind of thing. We're going to do the red first, and we're going to pull it. We're going to dry it, and then we're going to lay it back down. We're going to do the black. We're going to pull it, dry it, lay it back down. So it is a little bit of a method to do this, but it will turn out beautiful, okay, in the end. So we're pulling out cherry. This is one of our en vogue colors. So we're going to do the deer. I'm going to be careful because I don't want this red to go into that snowflake right there. Santa. Now I am going to be pulling out multi-tool, detail tools, things like that too. So if you feel like you don't need all of that, you can take it out of the cart link. Okay. You don't have to have all the things. It's just nice to have all the things. But if it's not budget friendly, take it out. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a method here. So it says, thank you for visiting our home. I'm going to try and get all of this covered. You want to do it relatively quickly when you're working with paste. Now we're going to pull this up. I'm going to really quickly grab a paste tray out just because I want to be able to sit my squeegees down. Okay, so we got that. So we're going to pull this off. Stick this right here. Now I do have a craft table. That is why I stick my stuff to it. If you don't have that, I suggest maybe you don't stick down on there. If you need to stick it sticky side up, obviously that's the way I would go. Or you can stick it back on its backer sheet and then just wipe its backer sheet back off with like a Clorox wipe or a Lysol wipe or a disinfectant wipe of any kind. I just want to make sure that this is nice and dry before I lay the transfer back down. Nice and dry. Okay, so now we're going to lay this back down. Right back where we chalked. We just want to make sure it's lined up. Right there. So we're going to push down right here and push down right here. Push down right here where we are going to chalk. So I'm actually going to pull out, there's my black velvet. I'm going to pull out a detail tool. So I have that little baby squeegee, and I'm going to pull out my multi-tool, which I have right here. So I'm actually going to do this little sprig here with the detail tool, just because I want to get it done relatively quickly. So we're going to pull this in just a second. I'm going to make sure it's completely covered before I pull it up. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. I'm just going to drop that back down. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing over on this side. You guys can see what I'm doing here. I know it's a little difficult. I'm just going to kind of run it across, filling in that silk screen. That's what I love about our tools, is that they make it so much easier to chalk these little details. Now, when I first started, we didn't have the detail tool. I love the detail tool, just FYI. We did not have that. We had actually cut some squeegees, make them work. It worked out fine. All right, and we got that. Now we're going to do this bottom. So we're going to pull out a mini squeegee, and we're going to go right along here. Now if I feel like I'm getting too close, I can always grab the multi-tool. That is one of the great things about the multi-tool, which I could do, but we're going to try it with the mini squeegee because I think I can get enough in there, and be careful with it. Enough with the mini. Like I said, I will put a cart link on how to get all of these goodies that we're using here today. And then some of these projects take a little bit of time, especially the more detail you want to do. Now, I could do all of this in black velvet and call it good. I just wanted to add a little bit of detail, throw in some pops of color. And to use this for Santa, put up milk and cookies and things for the reindeer, you are going to want to seal this. I use a UV protectant spray. It's waterproof. But I can tell you guys that our paste will hold up if it's nice and dry. It's just if anything gets wet, it could wash off. There is that. So you just want to be kind of careful with it. Alright, we're going to pull this up, and we are going to dry before we go again. Super adorable. I'm loving it. Now the glacier is going to stand out on here. It's just not going to stand out as well because the surface isn't black, but you could totally paint this if you wanted it painted. You could actually, if you wanted to, paint it brown, so it looks more like a brown tray. I love the tray. I love this kit. I think it's super awesome. And I love that we can't forget the reindeer. I love that. So now we're going to lay this back down. I'm going to line it back up where we were. This is what's great about our new transfers, guys, is they line up really well. So we're going to push down on the wreaths because that's what we're going to chalk, okay? And we are going to do Hot Mess. Hot Mess is amazing. So I have 4 green colors out here. Oh, guys, I'm going to have to get a different green. This one is not good. It is moldy, which happens if you don't clean or stir them up, if you don't use them fast enough. You have 3 months. I have some that I've had way longer than that, just FYI. But just want to stir it up, make sure it's nice and want it to be about the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. I say if you're going to buy paste jars, you buy them one color at a time. You don't need 3 like I have on my shelf behind me. So just because I'm going to do this, I'm going to add little pops of green in here because I'm already going to do that. Just going to keep doing that, okay? And that is hot mess. So you want to work with it pretty quickly. Now, let's grab out a stir stick. This is meadow, so we have a sage, meadow, I have moss, and I have olive. I think that's the other one. Moss is one of our en vogue colors. I just got paste on my shirt. That's okay. It'll wash right off. I'm not really worried about it. I'll work on that in just a minute. Okay, this one is, sorry, this is Pesto, guys, which is like an olivey color. You just want to make sure it is nice, pliable. All right, we're nice and good there. So we're going to add some pops of this green in here. Okay. And then we're going to do the same with moss. This is one of our en vogue colors, like I said. You want to just, these little stir sticks work amazing for adding pops of color. Doing the hot mess method works amazing with that. I just don't want to add too much. I don't want to mix it with any of the other paste. I just want to get some in there. All right. So now we're going to take a mini. We're just going to go like this. Covering all of that. And yes, there are little berries on here. If you want to cover the berries, you want to do them, you absolutely can. There's that. Did that one. Now we're going to go and do this one. And you can see, guys, I'm not really pushing too hard. I'm just kind of filling in some of these spots that maybe I didn't get. I just want to pull all the extra off. The more you do, though, the more muddled it's going to be. So just keep that in mind. And then we're just going to go just like this. So we got a couple little spots there. A little bit here. A little bit there. Here. And there. All right. So now, I just noticed there's a little bit right there that did not get covered. So I'm just going to kind of cover that a little bit right there. Let's grab that. This one has a little spot. And we are good. So, I'll pull that up. And there is our hot mess. So that actually has the different greens in it. See how cool that looks? It looks like an actual wreath. No wreath is going to look exactly the same naturally. Because even pine wreaths do look a little different. Now, I'll probably go over top of this with clear Mod Podge because I'm going to probably make it permanent. I'm not going to scrape this and redo this or sand it down and redo it. I'm not going to do that. I even like the berries because the berries are all different colors. I'm going to really quickly wash this off my shirt, guys. See? It's gone. Right off the shirt. Okay. So, as you can see, Look how cool that is. If you didn't want to add the snowflakes, you wouldn't have to. However, we're going to add them in. We are going to put Glacier, which is November's color of the month. I just want to make sure that this is all dry. Back to room temp. It's all good. We're going to lay this down. Back over top. Try and line it up as best as we can. All right, now we're going to push down all these little spots. That the snowflakes are going to go. And we are going to grab a Glacier. Now, I am also going to use the end of my multi-tool. See how that is a little squeegee? Just makes it easier. Cover it. I'm going to do this group up here. And then I'm going to pull it. Again, so that nothing's going to dry. It's not going to be really hard. So there we go. I'm going to do this group here. And pull. And drop it. Now we're going to do this group down here. So you see why I'm saying the pull in chalk method, because you're literally pulling and just dropping. And you guys can see I haven't really re-dipped this in. One of the great things about using the shimmers too is they take a little bit longer to dry, so you can work a little bit slower with them. But I haven't really dipped too much in that color. And it's working wonderfully. All right, and then our shimmers you want to push a little bit harder with, just to get that glitter through there. And there is the finished project. It's just little pops of blue everywhere. It's so cute. So cute. I will show you guys in just a second. Let me get this all dried. Oh my gosh. I love it. It looks so good. So good. There is our, see those little pops of blue in there? How cute. All right, guys, I will show you guys the finished project after I put it all back together. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all of your support. If you are not a chalk couture designer, please click that SHRE button. Spread the love for me, and I hope to be live with you guys again soon. Bye.